Hello everyone and welcome to Fan Dummies. I'm Greg.
And I'm Erin.
In this video, we are going to count down the top 5 differences between the Shadow and Bone books and the Netflix original series. Are you ready, Erin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Number 5. The show is a combination of the first book with elements of the Six of Crows book. It should be viewed as a prequel to the Six of Crows, but it's mostly all new Six of Crows content.
Mm-hmm.
These Six of Crows people, or Three of Crows, as we like to call them, if you've been listening to the podcast or you've seen our other videos, are not in the Shadow and Bone book at all. That's a mega difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this series is completely different because of that.
Yeah, it's 2 years after the Shadow and Bone trilogy.
I know.
So, I mean, it's not like 20 years. So I guess it works.
True. But the thing is if you decide to read the books, it is completely different.
Yeah.
Now, the main plot points, line up the same. So I would say the milestones are the same, but how the book gets there is completely different than how the show gets there. It's very, very, very different.
Number 4, the Conductor is made up for the TV series. They had to create a way to get through the fold without using skiffs.
Yeah, the skiffs are tightly controlled. It's like being at the airport now. I mean, they're ran by the Ravkins on the east and the west side, and it's basically like a port for a boat,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you get a ticket and you get on, and they take you over and take you back, and it's way different.
Yeah, I guess because it's not always safe. Like, you might not make it to the other side.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about skiffs not coming back.
What's funny is I think this whole Conductor thing is just one of the ways they had to create for the Three of Crows to get to the little palace.
There's no way they would have been able to get through the fold on their own.
No. So they had to invent something.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
But it just makes me realize that the way the Ravkins are doing it today, they have the technology to do it better. Like, why wouldn't they just make a train?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So
The Conductor had a big role even after they got off the skiff, got through the fold with the heist for Elena.
yeah.
But of course he was caught.
Yeah, spoilers.
Well, I mean, if you're watching this, you probably watched the show.
I know. I'm just joking. Number 3, there's no General Zlatan in West Ravka at all in the books.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't exist. And I don't think this character added any value to the show at all.
No.
There's already this critical need for West Ravka to get to East Ravka because it's the only access to the sea and to its trading partners. Like right now, they have to bring in ships from the sea. They have to cart all the supplies over to the skiffs, and they have to risk their life crossing the fold to try to get these supplies over to Ravka so they can trade. And there's things that are on one side, like farms and food, that the other side can't get. Like, it's very critical that these two, East and West Ravka, are reunited. There's no need to create this drama with General Zlatan.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense at all to me.
Number 2, the Stag Amplifier didn't morph into her bones. It was just a necklace that she wore.
Yeah.
Also, the Darkling doesn't need that thing in his hand.
Right.
It looks like a piece of bone.
It was weird.
Uh-huh. And in the book, whoever kills the stag gets the power.
Right. Or so the Darkling thought.
Yeah.
In the Netflix show, I think he kind of thought that, but he also needed the thing in his hand, and Elena needed the thing in her bones, which I thought was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But in both the show and in the book, Elena figures out that she's in control of the stag the whole time, and she just didn't know how to use it, essentially. And the number 1 most important way the Netflix original series Shadow and Bone is different from the Shadow and Bone book 1 is that in the books, we don't see a backstory on the Darkling, or we don't see how the fold was actually originally created, which is a really big deal. We get to see that in the show for the first time.
Yeah.
In the books, we just learn how the fold was created from a story from the Darkling's mom, Bagra.
Yeah, I really liked how we got to see the story on how the fold was created.
Yeah, and I talked about it in our previous video or earlier in the podcast if you're listening to the full podcast, but the backstory for the Darkling changed the perception of him from being just a maniacal villain that's just out for power and lust and, you know, want to control everything, to someone who's fighting for the rights of Grisha. And the only way that he feels he can do that is by having more power and being able to threaten humans. We can't talk about all the differences in this video, but we would love for you to tell us more differences in the comments below. That way we can nerd out on it together.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, you could talk all day about differences.
Yeah. But I think we captured the ones that made the biggest impact to the story. Thank you for watching, Fan Dummies. As I said, leave your comments below so we can continue the conversation down there. Don't forget to give that thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss anything at all. We talk about science fiction and superhero, TV and movies every single week. You can catch us at Fandummies on all social media. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you like this top 5 list, we have lots of other Shadow and Bone content. Just look up here. Look at these up here. There's some good ones.